Hi my beauties, welcome back to Younger. So I'm going to be going into CVS with you today because I usually post medical grade, and I know many of you have asked me to post some over-the-counter, more affordable skincare products and the active ingredients in these skincare products that may have beneficial effects in the skin without the high price tag. So although I do like medical grade as a board certified dermatologist, I like the science and technology and data and randomized controlled trials and looking at skin biopsies that go along with medical grade, but that also comes with a higher price tag. So I'm going to try to take you into CVS with me and just go over active ingredients in some of the more affordable skincare products so that you can pick and choose what's right for you if you're on a budget. Take you guys down the skincare aisle here at CVS, and you know usually I like medical grade because I like the science and technology of medical grade, but I know that that's not affordable for everyone, so hopefully none of these people working here or shopping here will think I'm crazy, but I want to take you through this aisle and just kind of pick and choose some skincare products, some skin lines, and the active ingredients in these products that would be helpful for things like anti-aging, acne, sunscreens, and things like that. So again, I do like medical grade, but if we are on a budget and do have to use drugstore products at a lesser cost, then these are the ones that I would recommend. But disclaimer, these aren't my favorite products, but I just wanted to share this information with you anyway. Starting off with facial cleansers. So Neutrogena is usually a good line, a good brand. Of course, not everything under this brand is what I would recommend, but just looking at this Hydro Boost cleansing lotion, for example, let's look at this. So it has hyaluronic acid in it. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, so it binds up 7 times itself in water, and it can make the skin feel soft and smooth. The thing with hyaluronic acid, and this is why we have to be careful with hyaluronic acid, is because it will make the skin feel hydrated because it's binding water on top of the skin. But hyaluronic acid is actually too big of a molecule to pass through the epidermis. It's like taking a bunch of lemons and putting it through the sieve. It's not going to get through the strain because it's just too big of a molecule, but when it sits on top of the skin, it can make your skin feel hydrated and protect the skin barrier from transepidermal water loss, or from water evaporating out of the skin and drying it out. So I do think that, you know, the Hydro Boost gel cleansing lotion is good. Exfoliating cleanser, you guys know I like to exfoliate. This has hyaluronic acid in it, and it's non-comedogenic, oil-free, paraben-free. You know that I like oil-free products, of course. And I think there's a lot of hype about parabens, but they're not something to be really afraid of unless you have an allergy to them. But you know, parabens are in everything we use, not only detergents, laundry detergents, soaps. So don't buy into the hype of being afraid of parabens. If you can buy paraben free, that's great, but don't not use a product that has great active ingredients because it has parabens in it, or sulfates, or phthalates, or any of the other sometimes stabilizers in these products. So I like these eye makeup remover cleansing towelettes too by Neutrogena. So after you wash your face, sometimes if you have like the little raccoon eyes with your mascara or eye makeup after washing your face, this is helpful for kind of wiping that off and clearing that off. There's a couple of different options when it comes to this. I think these are just less expensive. This is like $5.99. This one's $7.99. I think they're pretty similar, so you could go with the CVS brand and you wouldn't be compromising the efficacy of that. Oil-free makeup remover. I like this one too because this one is a little bit hydrating. So again, when you're kind of wiping off your eye makeup after washing your face, I think it's best to wash your face and wash your makeup off, and then any residual residue that's kind of under the eye or on top of the eyelid, it's good to take a little Q-tip and just cleanse your eyes with that. So let's see, this is Neutrogena Triple Age Repair Moisturizer. So it says improves the look of wrinkles, uneven tone, and firmness. That's very hard to believe without any medical grade active ingredients like hydroquinone or brighteners or any medical grade products. It's kind of hard to make these claims, and they don't really have to go through FDA approval to make these statements and claims. But, you know, it does have hexanol technology, which I'm not really even sure what that means. It has glycerin, which isn't the best thing for your skin, but it is going to feel nice on your skin when you put it on. It has vitamin C. So you guys know I post on vitamin C a lot. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant with a lot of skin benefits, but it's a highly unstable molecule. And so I wouldn't probably rely on a vitamin C from a drugstore brand just because it's going to be unstable by the time it passes through the epidermis. It's going to get hydroxylated and not be effective. So probably wouldn't spend money on this. This is $24 too. It's not like it's $8. So if you're going to buy an age repair serum, you might as well spend like $50 more and get medical grade. So I probably wouldn't spend money on this. Now this one might be a little bit better. This one has retinol in it, so at least you're getting that, which I think that can have a benefit to the skin. It has hyaluronic acid as well, so I probably, out of either of these, I would get this one. This one's like $25.79, so I think that this would be a better, a wiser purchase. So Beauty 360, I'm not really sure what this, this is a CVS option for the Neutrogena brand. This has pro-retinol. Anything that says pro in front of it usually means it's a molecule that once it gets metabolized in the skin turns into an active ingredient. So this also seems like a good one. Pro-retinol, light diffusing particles, they don't say what that is. Hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, I wouldn't probably waste money on this. This one's also like $24. So this is a rapid wrinkle repair regenerating cream. I think this one is a good one too. This is accelerated retinol, $29. It has a glucose complex, which that isn't really going to do anything. The accelerated retinol, I think that that's a good vitamin A derivative, which would be helpful. And then hyaluronic acid, which is going to temporarily add plumping in the lines, fine lines and wrinkles, so make your skin look better temporarily, but it's not going to cause any changes. It's not going to change anything in the skin. It's just going to kind of hydrate the skin to fill in the fine lines and wrinkles, but once you wash it off, those wrinkles will come back. So I'm not quite sure about this one, but I think out of all these options, this one might be probably the most bang for your buck. So going along to the face washes and these anti-wrinkle creams, again, a lot of these have vitamin A derivatives. I think this one seems to be pretty good. It's hypoallergenic, fragrance-free. Anything that's fragrance-free decreases your risk of contact dermatitis or contact allergens. I think that's great. This is alcohol-free, so there's no drying alcohols in it. And I think that this is a good answer for a drugstore kind of category of anti-aging, anti-wrinkle creams. This one's $17.79. I think this one's a pretty good one. Won't clog your pores, and it it has a vitamin A derivative and provitamin B5. Vitamin E is pretty good. A lot of people, I think it has a lot of hype, but not that much clinical data behind vitamin E. It can also be a contact irritant. It can impede wound healing, so a lot of people put vitamin E on like scars or after surgery, and it can actually impede wound healing. So I'm not a big fan of vitamin E, but this one happens to have it in it as well. So it won't hurt you, but it won't necessarily help you either. This one I think is decent. Let's look at this one. So anti-wrinkle deep wrinkle daily moisturizer. So this one has retinol, which I like. This has Helioplex. Helioplex is a type of sunscreen. It's a chemical sunscreen, so I'm not a big fan of chemical sunscreen. So I probably won't waste my money on this one. I'd probably just use maybe this Healthy Skin anti-wrinkle cream and then get a good zinc oxide sunscreen on top of it instead of trying to compromise your sunscreen because you're combining it with a wrinkle cream. Oil-free moisturizer, this is actually a really great one. This says non-comedogenic. Non-comedogenic just means non-acne forming, and honestly, kiddos with acne, I remember in our pediatric clinics in residency, and even teenagers and adult acne responds pretty well to this one in particular. So this is probably one of my favorite moisturizer. I like to use the word hydrators, but since we're in a drugstore, we have moisturizers. But this is one of my favorite moisturizers for acne-prone skin. Using this twice a day is actually helpful because it will help hydrate the skin and it won't clog your pores and cause acne breakouts. So if you're using like a salicylic acid or glycolic acid for your acne, this is a good one to use to kind of cut out that irritation and red, dry, peely effect of your acne washes and medications. Okay, moving on to Aveeno. So I think unanimously most dermatologists like Aveeno as a skin line. We use it with kids with eczema and people with dry skin, and actually Aveeno has a really great body cream. It's a Colldial oatmeal body cream that I really like that's not here, but I wanted to mention that as well. You always have to be careful because they like to throw in antioxidants and things like lavender, which can be a little bit irritating sometimes. But blackberry extracts, for example, can have brightening effects and antioxidant effects in the skin, but can also be a little bit irritating. But I do like Aveeno as a brand. I think it's a really great skin line. And I think that that these masks, these peel-off masks, this music is awful. These peel-off masks you have to be really careful with these, because just like the Biore strips, when you peel a mask off, it can stretch out the skin and it can cause wrinkles, like long term. If you keep putting tension and stretching the skin out, it can also break your blood vessels and cause little broken capillaries and what we call telangiectasias on the face. So you always have to be careful with these moisturizers, because a lot of these moisturizers have sunscreen in them, and we'll have patients come into our clinic and say, well, I have sunscreen in my moisturizer in my makeup, but this is usually just an SPF of 30, which A, isn't high enough, and B, SPF only pertains to the UVB rays, which cause skin cancer, but they don't pertain to the UVA rays that can have photoaging effects, cause brown spots, melasma, and premature aging. So I would try to stay away from these moisturizers by Aveeno that have sunscreen in it, because the sunscreen is not that effective. So this is the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion that I recommended. So Aveeno has colloidal oatmeal. This is one of my favorites, one to use on my body like day and night, especially after the shower. If you wanted to like up it a notch, creams are always more hydrating than lotion. So if you wanted a lotion, this is actually great, but it's not going to leave you like greasy and kind of sticky. And this one is a cream, so it's a little bit more, I don't want to say it's sticky, but you'll feel like a little bit more slimy after putting it on, but it's really hydrating. I really like these two for body, for hydration of the skin. For anti-aging on the body, which you guys asked me about a lot, this is AmLactin. So this is ammonium lactate, which is an alpha hydroxy acid. So when you put this on your skin after a shower, after you shave your legs, it may sting for a minute, but then that sting kind of goes away. But it gets rid of like the crepiness on your arms and your chest and your legs above your knees. So by using this daily or twice daily if you can, it just causes cellular renewal and debridement of the stratum corneum, the upper layer of the skin, which kind of gives a brightening and freshening look, especially the crepey skin on the arms and legs. So AmLactin is ammonium lactate. This is also good for keratosis pilaris, which we call KP, those little red bumpy things that you get on the backs of your arms. Using this twice a day should help that. Also, since we're talking about keratosis pilaris, not using dryer sheets and fabric softener will help with that as well. Just random dermatologic fact, but I'm trying to throw out as much education and knowledge to you guys as I can. And these are the Mederma scar strips. This is basically just silicone gel sheets that actually make a difference with scarring. So of course laser resurfacing and lasers are the best option for scar revision, but they can be expensive and costly. So if anything, Mederma or Scar Away or even the generic silicone gel sheets are really important. Okay, Pond's altogether, let's just skip this line because it's just old school. There's no technology and it just has a bunch of oil and fragrance. It's not going to do anything and can actually harm your skin. So it goes along with this awful music. Okay, micellar water. This is a bunch of hype, you guys. Don't buy into this micellar water. You don't have to use this to remove dirt, oil, and makeup on your face before washing your face. Just using a cleanser alone will suffice. This is just a money-making brand or a step to your skincare regimen that's not necessary. I do like this line though. Simple is a pretty good drugstore skin line because it's devoid of a lot of allergens and fragrance, which is a good thing, and there's no harsh chemicals or acids that can be irritating. So let's see what else. They have a moisturizing facial wash, so this could probably be a little heavy for acne-prone skin, but for anti-aging, this is a good option for a moisturizing facial wash because it does have multivitamins and antioxidants in it and devoid of any harsh chemicals. Okay, so we're moving on to Biore. So be careful of these like Biore like pore strips. So these strips that are adhesives that go along the nose or the chin or areas where you have clogged pores or blackheads, when you peel this off, just like with those masks, you're stretching out the skin and you're breaking little blood vessels, so it can cause broken capillaries on the skin. So I have a lot of patients coming in with little broken blood vessels, which we call dermatologic telangiectasias, and we have to V-beam laser them, which is maybe $500 for a V-beam laser treatment to treat the broken capillaries that was caused by this $6 Biore strip. So just be careful of those strips. Try to stay away from it if you can. In the trending ingredients section, they have a lot of charcoal. I do like activated charcoal and charcoal in skincare products. This one is, for example, salicylic acid mixed with charcoal. Charcoal is great because it's an anti-inflammatory, which actually has anti-aging effects as well. And charcoal is a good detoxifying agent, and it also increases lymphatic drainage and flow of the face. So I like charcoal in a mask, in a scrub, in a peel. I think it's a good active ingredient to look for when you're shopping. So any of these charcoal-based products, whether it's by Biore, this is good for oily skin. It's a good cleansing mask. This is a good acne cleanser as well by this Beauty 360, which I think is a CVS brand. This is only $5.99. This is $6.59. Those are pretty well priced for cleansers and products. So looking at all these masks, don't get hung up on these masks because they look fun and they look amazing, but it just is really important that you're not putting something irritating on your skin. I think charcoal, again, in a mask is a good active ingredient, but make sure that you don't really have too many drying agents in it, like glycolic acid or salicylic acid, because that's just too drying for your skin. Even if you're acne prone, yes, it's going to help the acne, but the irritation from the mask is going to cause more acne. So just try to stay away from harsh masks and look for more hydrating masks with humectants in them. So for example, this is a deep clean hydrogel mask with seaweed extract. I like seaweed extracts. This is a hydrogel mask that's going to sit on the skin, and it's not going to be hard to peel off, and it's not going to cause any traumatization of the skin when you peel it off. So this is a good brightening sheet face mask. So this has niacinamide in it, which is also known as niacinamide, nicotinamide. Nicotinamide is a really great anti-inflammatory and anti-acne active ingredient. So Nia24, which is medical grade, is based on niacin action, and niacin, when you find it in drugstore products, I think is a good find. So I like this Beauty 360, which is a CVS brand face mask with niacinamide in it. This one has collagen and peach extracts. I don't know anything that is benefited by peach extracts, so I always remember what we were tested on boards, because you pretty much have to know everything, and if it wasn't tested on boards, it's not anything that you really need to worry about. This music is terrible. Can we get Spotify on? I'm dying. Okay. Green caviar extract. So caviar actually has, I think caviar is like a drugstore answer to growth factors and peptides. So caviar extracts, seaweed extracts are kind of like growth factor-ish. They can kind of stimulate cellular growth and cellular renewal. Of course, it's not going to be medical grade, but for a drugstore, if you're on a budget, I think that's a good thing to look for. So caviar and seaweed extracts are great. And I'm looking at this Dewy Glow sheet mask with botanical extracts. Be careful with these. So it says no artificial perfume or color, fine. No harsh chemicals, fine. But it has these botanical extracts which can be very irritating. You can take poison ivy and put it all over your face, and it's natural and chemical free, and you're gonna get a rip-roaring contact of dermatitis. So be careful with botanical extracts, limonene, tea tree oil. All this stuff that sounds amazing can actually be a little bit irritating and can actually harm the skin if you're more sensitive. So we're going to move along this way. Garnier, not even going to spend my time with that. Rock, I think my grandma used to use this. Don't spend your money on this. It's not one of my favorites. There's going to be zero technology in that. No active ingredients that are worth mentioning. L'Oreal. L'Oreal actually makes Kerastase, which is a great hair product, but as far as their skincare, I don't really know if I have anything good to say about L'Oreal. This is a clay cleanser. I think clay, like charcoal, has great pro-lymph drainage, anti-inflammatory, and purifying properties, so I think this might be decent. This clay mask, I think that seems promising. Again, here's more charcoal, I think, because it's black. This is a detox and brighten clay mousse. Okay, this is clay as well. So this may brighten the skin with some seaweed extracts and stuff. Again, it's not going to be hydroquinone or Lytera 2.0 or melamine melamix, but it can have some brightening effects. But it's not going to lift melasma, but it's also not going to hurt you. Going to Oil of Olay. Again, I don't really think that I can recommend any of these products. This microsculpting cream with anti-aging effects. So this is going to temporarily hydrate the skin, so it can diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles by binding water. Sometimes these molecules bind themselves tenfold. One molecule of the active ingredients in the humectants will bind like 10 times the amount of water, like 1 molecule to 10 molecules, which can hydrate the skin and can fill in the fine lines and wrinkles and make it temporarily look good. So if you're going out, but the minute you wash it off, it's not lasting results because it's not actually making changes in the skin. It's just kind of puffing it up for the moment. So I think, for a drugstore brand, this can temporarily make fine lines and wrinkles look a little bit better, but I probably wouldn't waste your money on it. It's only $10, so I mean, I don't know if you want to spend $10 on something that might not do anything. I would probably put my money towards one of these if you're going to go this route. Dark circles, wrinkles, and puffiness. This has humectants in it without any really irritating fragrance. I think that might be useful. And the first ingredient is water. That's always a good thing to look for. You don't want mineral oil to be like your first ingredient, so that's kind of promising. But in general, oil of Olay, it's hard for me to recommend that line. Moving on more towards Neutrogena. Clear Pore, this is actually one that I really do like for acne prone skin. Even if you're not acne prone, I wouldn't say anti-aging, but just for gentle cleansing of your skin. This has benzoyl peroxide 3.5% in it. So as far as anti-acne ingredients, you have benzoyl peroxide, glycolic acid, and salicylic acid. Benzoyl peroxide has a zero risk of antimicrobial resistance. So the P. acnes bacteria that causes acne can become resistant to salicylic acid and to glycolic acid. So if you use a sal acid wash, sometimes initially your acne will get better, but after using it for several weeks, it'll start to become recalcitrant, or it will, which is the term that we use when acne doesn't get better with sustained use of a product. So benzoyl peroxide is great. I like this one because it's 3.5%. Anything higher than 5% is going to be way too irritating on the skin. A lot of the drugstore brands have 5% or even 10% benzoyl peroxide. That is way too irritating and drying, and that's intended for body use. So for like acne on the back, the shoulders, the chest, you can use benzoyl peroxide for those areas, but for the face it should be 5% or less. And you have to be careful because it can bleach your towels. So use white towels when you wipe your face off. So I do like this Clear Pore for acne. See, this one is an oil-free acne wash, but this is a salicylic acid 2%. This would probably be my second favorite. I like the other one better because of the benzoyl peroxide and because the benzoyl peroxide is less than 5%. Okay, moving on to Clean and Clear. So Different. This is actually one of my favorite ones. Okay, so this, if you want to take-home message, store-bought, this is probably the biggest bang for your buck. This is $31. This is Adapalene gel. Adapalene is awesome. This is like a Retin-A. This used to be prescription only, and prescription Adapalene when it first came off was like hundreds of dollars, and now it's like on the store in CVS on the shelf for $31. That's pretty amazing, guys. So if anything, I didn't see this before. Adapalene 0.1% is a retinoid, so this is probably the strongest Retin-A derivative, vitamin A derivative that you can get without a prescription. So you can use this for acne, but it also has very potent anti-aging effects. So I'm a big fan of this. So this gel, which says it's an acne treatment, but you use Retin-A for anti-aging effects. So you can use that too. They probably can't market it that way. Different moisturizer with oil control, absorbs excess oil, won't clog pores, UVA, UVB protection. As much as I like the Adapalene, this has no Adapalene in it. Okay, it's called Different, but there's no Adapalene in it. Okay, delete, don't get this. This one is a chemical-based sunscreen, so I wouldn't get this one. So out of anything, definitely this Adapalene gel. This is awesome for anti-aging and for acne. And then this cleanser, let's see what this cleanser has in it. This doesn't have any Adapalene in it either. So I got excited when I saw Different, because Different used to be the name of the Adapalene gel in a prescription form. So CVS has, I think, a similar answer to the Adapalene gel, or maybe it doesn't because it would be featured here. Okay, delete that. So I do like this one. Take home message. This one's an awesome buy, you guys. You should get this for anti-aging and for acne. Okay, Light Therapy Acne Mask. Do not waste your money or your time with this. This is a joke. This is ridiculous. It's $27, and you're going to waste your time like putting this on your face at home, and it's going to do nothing for you. But waste your money and your time. So don't spend money on these silly at-home devices that don't do anything. Light therapy acne spot treatment, don't waste your time. It's going to do the thing. Advanced acne cleansing brush, don't waste your time on this. They're trying to mimic a Clarisonic brush, and if you're not going to get something like medical grade for these devices, I wouldn't waste your time or money. Let's see what this Skin Pharmacy. I do like this line. This Advanced Acne Therapy Clarifying Cleanser. This has 2% salicylic acid. It's not benzoyl peroxide, so it's not my favorite, but I do like this line. Let's see what else they have. A gentle exfoliating scrub. I think that this looks great. It unclogs pores. It just kind of debrides and cleans out the pores. I do recommend this one. I think this one is a good option. Let's see what Panoxyl is. So this is an acne creamy wash. 4% benzoyl peroxide. I probably like the Neutrogena Clear Pore a little bit more because it's less. It's a 3.5%, not 4%, but this is a great brand as well. This used to be prescription based as well, and this is benzoyl peroxide 10%. Don't use this on your face. This is just way too drying. You can use this on your body, but not your face. Stay away from 10% benzoyl peroxide on your face. Let's see what else we got going on here. Honestly, for anti-aging, I think this is like, I know I keep going back to you with this one, but this is like my very favorite. I'm excited about this. Okay, let's move on. So these are the more higher end of the drugstore category of skin lines. So Complete MD reduces crow's feet, reduces fine lines, lifts and firms. So this is Dr. Brian Zellickson, who's a very well-respected dermatologist in our dermatology community, and if he engineered this I can only say good things about it because it's dermatologist formulated, but to be honest, I don't really know much about the active ingredients. Sorry, Brian, but props to him for having a skin line. I'm not familiar with the active ingredients in it, and I gotta keep it real. Okay, La Roche-Posay. This sunscreens by La Roche-Posay, this Anthilose, is a really great is a great line, but honestly it's so close to medical grade that I feel like if somebody's going to spend money on this, you should just take it up one notch and get medical grade. If you're on a budget and you don't want to spend the money, save your money and use these other products that I talked about before. This Anthilose SPF is avobenzone, oxytrilene. These are all chemicals. Stay away from chemical sunscreens. You want mineral based only. Zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, 8% or higher. That's what you need. Don't be fooled by all these chemicals that sound amazing and sound incredible, but really aren't. So Vichy, this is a big line in the cosmeceutical space. Double Glow Peel Mask. Let's see what's in this one. This is like in French, so I can't really comment on this. Oh, it has vitamin C, fruit acids. So ferulic acid is a great, and coffee berry. Those are good antioxidants and brightening agents. Vitamin C is such an unstable molecule. It takes a lot of engineering and technology to get a stable vitamin C, so I wouldn't rely on my store-bought drugstore products for a vitamin C, which is not going to be stable enough. This carbon mask looks kind of cool. Let's see what this is. So it has clay and natural origin plant-based charcoal. This seems pretty cool. So this mask will remove impurities, which it will if it has any charcoal in it. Reduces the appearance of pores, which it can do, and it can leave the skin feeling hydrated because it has humectant properties as well. I think that's pretty cool. Let's look at some of these anti-aging lotions and creams. If there's anything I can recommend, I will, but this really doesn't even list the active ingredients. The packaging is cool, but don't be fooled by that, and stay away from these kinds of products in Sephora because they look amazing and they look so fun, and the packaging is really heavy and it smells good, but it's going to have zero technology in it, so don't waste your money. And this is like a spray. I think this is like a makeup setting spray or mineralizing thermal water. Stay away from sprays and makeup sets because it can clog pores and cause acne, so I'd stay away from this. Okay, so Murad, Dr. Murad was actually my attending at UCLA. I have the utmost respect for him. He's like double board certified pharmacist and dermatologist, but as far as his skincare products, sorry Dr. Murad, I don't want to say anything good or bad or inaccurate, but just looking at it from just a authentic perspective, this has salicylic acid, which is good, lactic acid, glycolic acids, and it can have some brightening effects. So this is actually a pretty good exfoliating cleanser. We call it AHA BAHA, AHA, BHA. So alpha hydroxy acids, which are like glycolic acid, and salicylic acids and beta hydroxy acid. This is a good anti-aging cleanser. Actually, it's $41. So I'm not surprised that it has great active ingredients, but it's still in the CVS kind of category, but it's not medical grade, but it's actually a pretty good buy if you're willing to spend $40 on it. But that's up to you. It's a pretty good one. Again, like I said, with vitamin C, this is a highly unstable molecule. I wouldn't rely on my vitamin C to be bought from CVS. Vitamin C is one of the things you should reserve for your medical grade budget if you're going to, like revision, or I'm not going to go into the medical grade right now. I promised myself I wouldn't. To the hydrating toner. Toners are important just because they kind of help brighten the skin and clean out the pores. This has grapeseed extracts, which is a good ingredient. It's a natural kind of brightener, and so I think this hydrating toner would be good. Clarifying body spray, I wouldn't waste my money on this. And this acne clearing solution. 98% of users saw clear skin in 72 hours. This is just basically sal acid, and I'm not even sure what Queen of Meadow extract is. It wasn't tested on our board, so I wouldn't recommend it, because if it was important, it would have been on our board. So just to kind of summarize, should I summarize? So just to kind of summarize, when you're looking for anti-aging products in a drugstore like CVS, you want to look for retinol or retinol derivatives like Adapalene that we talked about. We want to look for mineral-based sunscreens with titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, 8% or higher. If you're looking for anti-acne washes and masks, I think that benzoyl peroxide, 5% or less, is important. And for kind of like detoxifying and purifying, I think charcoal is a really great active ingredient to look for now. And as far as a humectant, you want to look for hyaluronic acid, which is a natural humectant, and it's important to look for that in an active ingredient, as well as colloidal oatmeal. I think colloidal oatmeal is a good active ingredient to look for hydrating the skin. So I hope this helps you guys.